Hello friends. My hair is an absolute mess, but welcome to the local Hack Day share party. I have no idea whatsoever if you can hear me. That hair does not want to do what it's supposed to, so give me a yes in chat if you can hear me. This stream is set up using the most jerry-rigged way humanly possible. You don't even want to know how this is working, but I am super excited to speak with you. You can hear me incredible. Well, I hope it's such a lag, you can hear me. You'll get through it. You'll get through it. It'll be fine. Hopefully it'll clear itself up. But welcome to the local Hack Day share party. We'll clean it up on the recording. This is a chance to celebrate and look at everything you've been building, and I cannot wait to have a look at everything you've been making. Now, as if I need to tell you this at this point, but, you know, just as a reminder, make sure you do check in, because you can go and check in using the link at the bottom of your screen. If you are getting audio crackle, let me know, but it should be okay. And basically, long story short, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a look at some of your projects, we're going to be taking a look at some of your demo videos, and we're going to be taking a look at some of our favorite friends who've been popping in throughout local Hack Day. Now, I'm going to tell you now, there might be technical difficulties throughout this stream. That's because it is hooked up in the worst way humanly possible. But that is just kind of how local Hack Day share is going to be. So I'm going to be joined by, at a minimum, Adam. We're going to be having a look at Hannah, John, Will L, and some others. They won't be able to hear me right now unless they're listening through Twitch, so they really should be listening on Twitch. But I am so excited to be showing you what you've all got up to. But yes, hello chat. I am so excited for this. I was gonna do a local Hack Day recap, but I've got a much better idea. I'm curious, what is all of your favorite parts of local Hack Day? Let me know in chat what you have got. It's gonna be incredible to hear what you've all done. But yes, it's gonna be really, really interesting to hear what you've all been getting up to during local Hack Day, because I really want to know. Hannah's saying her favorite bit was TNR. I think TNR was pretty fun. TNR was pretty great. Starkism says their favorite part was me bullying Ryan. I do enjoy bullying Ryan, indeed. It is pretty fun. Roll says making designs. You know, local Hack Day historically has been entirely about coding. And some of you actually had a go at Canva and Photoshop and Google Slides and tons of other stuff. So I am so excited. Apparently my streams, which is fun. VVVI is saying they have been researching hackathons and communities. That is pretty interesting. It sounds like you've all done tons of really cool stuff. Well, before I jump into all the cool stuff you've been getting up to, I did have a very special video from someone cool that I'm going to show you in just a second. We've got someone who said they love Battle Snake. Wow. One of our friends has made something which actually sounds like a genuine project which could get released into the real world. That's pretty awesome. Raw worked on a startup idea. Wow. Drain did the most important thing and loved some blahages. That's what I want to hear. Now, before I get into showing you projects, I'm going to hand it over to Will the first little video, and he's going to be showing you a bit of a different type of demo, a little bit different type of a hack, and a bit of a different type of what local Hack Day is about. Hannah has given you a little bit of a preview, but let's go and have a look and see what Will the Firth has got to tell all of us, because let me tell you now, it's very, very important.
Hey friends, my name is Will. I'm a coach at Major League Hacking, I'm a software engineer at Google, and this week I did not hack on my computer, I hacked on my espresso machine. I love coffee, and beyond the fact that it tastes delicious and caffeine makes me feel happy, I love the fact that you can experiment with it. This is something that espresso and hackathons share. Sure, you can read about something in a book, but oftentimes the fastest way to learn about it is to get your hands dirty, mess around with it, and see how it goes. So this week I was curious how grind size, literally how small I am grinding my coffee particles, affects the taste of the espresso that I'm brewing. The idea was I would brew different espressos at different grind sizes, then I would measure how concentrated they were and how they tasted. So let's see how it went. That was a lot of coffee. Don't worry, it was all decaf. I was actually using the Novacella decaf blend from Cafe Vita, a local Seattle coffee roaster that I love. 6 espresso shots later, and I got some interesting results. The graph here is just graphing how long it took for 30 grams of espresso to come out of the espresso machine and how concentrated that espresso was. Now, I am not a coffee pro, but this graph makes sense to me. As we grind coarser, there's actually literally more space in between our coffee particles because they're larger, and so the water is coming out faster. The brewing is happening faster. As a result of that, because that water spends less time coming in contact with the actual coffee grounds, we end up with a weaker cup. So you can see this, slope down and to the right means that as our particles are bigger, water is coming through faster, and it's actually extracting less coffee. Now, brew time and extraction are cool because they are these objective numbers, but obviously I also care about how it tastes. So this is where I ranked the sourness, the sweetness, and the bitterness of each cup of coffee. Now, I like a little bit of sourness and a little bit of bitterness in my espresso, but usually I am looking to bring out its natural sweetness. And so this is super interesting to me. Now, for bitterness, it's a pretty straightforward story. The coarser you grind, the less bitter it is. With sourness, it's pretty similar, just reversed. The coarser you grind, the more sour it is. But sweetness is a little bit different. We see sweetness, at least for my tastes and my palate, peaking at this moderate grind setting of around 8. And this is the moment where we have our sourness and our bitterness balanced kind of in harmony. Now, I don't think anybody needs to go out and get a refractometer to brew decent coffee, but I love that even in my small little apartment, I can try something out, run a little experiment, and learn something. That is so cool to me, and it's even cooler that I get to share it with friends. So thank you for letting me share, and happy hacking!
Wow. Will, thank you for that. As I think we've all learned, Will is absolutely incredible at coffee. I am beyond impressed with that. We're going to be talking to Will a little bit later on about his coffee antics, everything else he's been getting up to, and even more. But I'm beyond impressed with that. It's almost as impressed as I am with hackp.ac/blahaj. Now, before we continue with looking at demos, and before we get to Will, we're going to save him till the end because we love him so much. There is a coach I did want to have a chat to. They're someone who has been super active here at Local Hack Day. They've been running workshops for you, they've been in guilds, they've just been chilling in chat, and they were also at Surprise Hacks this weekend. And I want to have a chat to them and see how they have found things, whether or not they've enjoyed it, whether they've had the most tiring day of their life, or whether they want to have another Local Hack Day in the future. And of course, that person is none other than Hannah. Hannah, how are you doing?
Oh my god, hello. I'm doing awesome. How are you, Jack? Thank you so much for having me.
I am so good. And we've got people in chat telling Will that his was amazing. I agree. It was absolutely incredible. Will, you did such a good job there, Hannah. Now, Hannah, for anyone who doesn't know who you are, would you like to introduce yourself to them?
Yeah, obviously. So my name is Hannah. You can call me Hannah from MLH now because that's how awesome MLHers are being referenced to. But I'm a coach here. I was at Surprise Hacks this weekend, and I'm also a computer science student. And yeah, I love hackathons. My first one was in 2018. So for all of you who started hacking with me in 2018, let me know in the chat.
Yeah, we want to hear when all of you have started hacking, so let us know in chat. Did you start in 2018, 2019, or did you start when Ryan Swift started in 1917? Let us know in chat, because we definitely want to know. Now, Hannah, you've been involved in lots of Local Hack Day Share, but what would you say your favorite thing that you've got to do this week has been?
Okay, I think two things. One related to our coffee or espresso hour we had with Will and Blahaj Gang. That was really fun. I had to go a little early, but that was so much fun because Will totally nerded out about coffee and espresso and his refractometer. I might have to get one now. But on another non-Blahaj Gang related note, I think honestly this was my first Local Hack Day. Even though I was here as a coach, I had so much fun doing workshops and streams and getting to know everyone. I think my favorite was my first one, which was the data visualization. It was a totally no code one. And I think everyone was able to follow along. We even had some really awesome graphs created by Blahaj Gangers who measured our points. So that was really fun.
That is awesome. In terms of the topic of when people started, we've got people in chat who started in January 2020. We've got people in 2021, super new. I've got someone who's got MLH gear from ages ago. We've got a 2019 here, another 2020. Leonard's from 2021, and ViViV. They wrote their first bash script in 2018, which is awesome. So that's pretty cool. ViViV started in 2020 at Hackathon, so Look apparently started in 2022. I do not believe that. And of course, Jeff Ali said they started in 2019, so we've got a big mix here. It's always interesting to see when you started at Hackathon. So let us know, what was your first event? Was it, in chat, was it a hackathon? Was it local hack day? Was it just something you were doing at school? Let us know. I'm curious to know. Hannah, when did you get started at hackathons?
Yeah, well, my first hackathon was called Byte Hacks. I did it in 2019. I had just learned to make websites using HTML and CSS, and I dragged my friends to New York City, which is a little far from me. And I was like, okay, guys, we're gonna build something, and we somehow ended up winning, and we continued going to maybe 10 hackathons in that year. So I went a little crazy, but I had a lot of fun. So yeah, Byte Hacks 2018, definitely such a fun time.
I am so glad. Now, we've got a lot of people in chat, and this is all about sharing. So I'm going to ask chat to do this as well, but I'm going to ask you the question mainly, Hannah. And that is, if it's, you've not been to Local Hack Day, or you just caught the tail end of Local Hack Day, and you're planning on coming to the next Local Hack Day Learn or a NIT 2021, what advice would you give to newer hackers on how to jump in and get the most out of Local Hack Day or hackathons in general?
Yeah, this is an awesome question. I think the best way to get involved and have the best local hack day would be to go to every or as many workshops as humanly possible. Don't pull an Atom and don't lose sleep over it. But there's so many new skills you can learn, that might seem so daunting to you. For example, I didn't know how to use Linode before this weekend, or I barely touched the Twilio API before this weekend, this week, actually, I lied. And after this week, I've had a ton of new skills I have. So Linode and a ton of Twilio stuff, and even just new languages. You taught me React and Bootstrap. So that was so much fun. And I think my hacks are going to be leveled up now. So definitely just go to as many streams as possible.
I'm so glad you feel that way. We've got someone in chat saying just jump in. I totally agree. It's there's no point just being oh, I don't know how to do this. Give it a go. And the worst that can happen is you fail miserably, but at least you learned something, and at least it was funny. And someone has pro tip for all hackers, buy a Haj. I do agree with this. But yeah, make sure you are looking after yourself as well when you're hacking. Hannah, it's been a busy week. How have you managed to balance your life with Local Hack Day? Have you managed, and do you have any kind of tips for people next time who are named Adam?
Maybe you're asking the wrong person, but I honestly just made instead of having Local Hack Day weekly challenges, I made personal weekly challenges and daily challenges so I could follow along with my schoolwork and stuff. I got a little lucky because I was on a sort of break, but I still had a ton of work to do, but we got through it. And sleep was important. I needed that. I got it, hopefully. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, I have been asked in chat, does Adam sleep? We'll be talking to Adam a little bit later on this stream, and we're going to find out. But Hannah, thank you so much for talking to me. It's been an absolute pleasure. We're now going to have a look at a very interesting hack. It was, I think, potentially you who showed me this one. And so we're going to have a look. And then after that, we're going to be checking out some more of your cool hacks. So hang tight, friends, and take a look at this. It's definitely an interesting one.
Bahaj, 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 Bahaj. Bahaj, 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 Bahaj.
Wow, that was incredible. It's keeping going, but that was incredible. I didn't know I needed that in my life, but I've learned that I actually did need it in my life. It is absolutely perfect. And what do you think? You've got people in chat saying, I love everything about this. I do too. We've got someone saying it's a Blahaj piano. It's definitely a Blahaj instrument of some kind. Blair is just being all right then. I entirely agree with this. The musical Blahages, and Aaron says it was indeed special. I entirely agree. It was wonderful. Blahaj doesn't sound like a word anymore. Well, you've got through it. I hope you've had an incredible local hack day. And Will the Bear for saying that this was, of course, the peak of human civilization. It is all going downhill from here. But it doesn't have to go downhill on our stream. Indeed, no, because we have much more important things to be doing. it's time for us to go and have a look at some of your other projects, some of your slightly more serious projects. I've got about 3 we're going to take a look at, and once taking a look at that, we're going to have a chat to Adam, who has been completing pretty much every single challenge. But before that, let's go and take a look at some of the projects you have all been working on, because there's been some really, really cool ones. And so let's have a look. I've got, and I even designed this, look at this, we've got your awesome hacks, because your hacks have been awesome. I have been blown away by the absolute quality of what you've all achieved. You know, with Local Hack Day, many people are just like, hey, it's just small projects. You don't have to do gigantic things. Well, actually, you know, some of you went all out. You built gigantic projects that are really, really impressive. And these aren't necessarily some of them, but I wanted to just showcase them because it was an interesting process of seeing people learn things. So this is a one-button game. As far as I know, this person had never built a one-button game in their life. But what they managed to do is make it so they've got animations following a cursor. And hey, you know, that is not easy. And they managed to do it just for fun, managed to get it done. And honestly, this looks really, really cool. So well done. The cool thing about Local Hack Day is it gives you the opportunity to learn cool skills such as this, which you may not have had the chance to learn in class. And I don't know when I would use this in the future, but hey, I am sure this person very much needed to know it. Another project I wanted to show you all, if it's going to come up properly, is just this one button game. This person said in Discord, hey, you know, someone else has done a better one for me, this isn't great, but I'm going to show it anyway. And the spirit of Local Hack Day is not building the best ever project. It's learning something new, trying something, and hey, they said, hey, I didn't do a great job. You did a great job. You built something that you had never built before. So that is really, really cool. Hannah in chat says Mara is a queen for showing one-button games. I agree. And also one more I did want to show off was this wonderful demo video. This weekend, Surprise Hacks was also running. And this is a awesome demo video which I thought you all needed to see. So let's take a look.
Hello, hackers! You guys are hackers, right? And since you guys are hackers, I think you guys have been staying up for abnormally long amounts of time. But what's wrong with staying up for more? So, try a meme board so then you don't fall asleep. A meme board? What's that, you ask? Well, a meme board is basically a soundboard that has, you guessed it, memes on it. So, how does that help you not fall asleep? First of all, energetic music, and second of all, a red, glaring background screaming at you. But what if you don't want to see that red, glaring background? What if you just want to chill and listen to meme songs? Well, try chill mode. A lot of you guys are gonna flock to this one, especially how hackers love their dark modes. But are you guys vampires? I'm kidding. But since I don't want to fall asleep while I'm talking to you, let's try not so chill mode. There are multiple Easter eggs on this site, so go ahead and try to find those. Put those down in the comments if you find them. For a hint, just try scrolling down. So, how about we actually try one of these? Well, this is Surprise Hacks, so how about the surprise button? Got you guys!
We'll be sharing a link to that in Discord straight after this because it is incredible. But I wanted to show you one of the incredible things that has been built at Surprise Hacks. I know I absolutely loved that demo video and I hope you did too. It is pretty awesome to see all of you creating projects that are potentially a little bit out of your comfort zone. I think that was incredible. So well done to that wonderful human being. Next up, we're going to be talking to potentially the king of challenges, the king of doing too many challenges, and the king of not getting enough sleep. It is, of course, the one and only Adam, because, you know, that man has spent way too long in his life doing challenges this week. Hello, Adam. How are you doing?
Not too bad. A bit tired, you know. End of the week. Can't wait for local hack day sleep to begin.
Yeah, Local Hack Day Sleep is coming up, you know, not long. Probably less than 12 hours at this point. You sound pretty tired. How much sleep have you managed to get this week, Adam?
I mean, to be fair, how many days is this week? 7 days? 7 times. Somewhere between 42 and 50 hours, maybe.
Honestly, that's not bad. Like, a fun thing that people in chat might not be aware of is me and Adam were laughing with Ryan. And I was like, Ryan, you need to look after yourself. You need to sleep more. And then Ryan's like, I'm going to share the screenshots of my sleep tracker and show that I'm fine. Ryan Swift barely slept for the last 3 nights, so Ryan Swift needs some more sleep, and he is not gonna like me for saying that, but I am not wrong. Now, Adam, completing so many challenges needs a ton of stamina, and what would your advice be to someone who's a little bit lower on the leaderboard? How can they get back to you? What tricks and tips have you learned over the week?
The way that I attempt things is look for the ones that you can do in 5 minutes and do them in 5 minutes. So for example, this is going to sound very, very geeky. I had a spreadsheet and every day I would write down all of the challenges for that day. I'd write within a Google Forms or dev post, and I would look which ones are the ones I can do in 5 minutes. So for example, the social media ones, they take a minute, because I already post about 50 things on social media a day, but no one needs to know that.
Absolutely.
That takes maybe 1 minute to screenshot, 1 minute move from my phone to my Mac, and 1 minute to submit.
Okay.
That's 2 points in the bag. I then,
Nice and easy.
yeah, and some of the other ones include like cook a meal. Well, I'm doing that anyways because I'm eating, so I may as well just do it when I'm eating. And the best bit about that one was it came on the same day as sharing a meal with someone else. So why not just do them at the same time? That's the way that I looked at challenges. If there's one that you can do 2 at the same time, why not do the 2 at the same time? Which perhaps is something that maybe some people didn't think about, but if it's one saying make a demo video for Linode and make a silly demo video in the same day, why not make a silly Linode demo video?
Absolutely. I mean, that is some really, really cool tips. And friends, I'm interested in hearing what your tips are too. So let me know in Twitch chat, what has been the #1 tip that you use to catapult your guild's points up? I know Blahaj Gang is currently winning, but a load of other guilds are doing a very good job at holding their weight, especially on our activity leaderboards. So let me know in chat, what has been your #1 tip? And what advice do you have for Adam in terms of sleeping next local hack day? Because Adam did not get enough sleep this week. He needs a ton more, I believe. Now, Adam, another thing I did want to talk about is you've been super active as a guild. You've been running the Melon Squad for Blahaj Gang. We've had some awesome other guilds as well. We'll be looking at one of them in just a little bit, so hang tight. But with Melon Gang, with Melon Squad, how did I mess up? The sub-guild from my own guild! Oh no! With Melon Squad, you've been doing a lot of marketing, you've been doing a lot of kind of campaigning. As a guild leader, in case someone else is interested in being a guild leader in the future too, what is your #1 piece of advice for running a successful guild or sub-guild?
Well, I would say you need to make sure you've got an idea of what you want to do. Because if you're just going to walk in there and I'll make a guild, I'll name it Adam's Guild. Sure, that's great, you've got a guild. But how are you going to get people to join you if it's just called Adam's Guild? You're going to have a reason why. So, for example, for us, obviously, it all started at the end of Local Hack Day Build because we gathered a crowd of people who liked Blahaj. And, of course, it started as being Blahaj running against Melon Squad. Then we decided to come as one, and see if it worked. But you need to come up with a reason why people should join you over someone else. So, for example, we had Blahaj, we had Melons. We had our cool events like the Espresso Hour with Will, which happened yesterday, I believe. It was either yesterday or the day before. Again, losing track of time, or every day this week has just sort of flown into one.
It has been so busy. And now another piece of advice we had in chat from Viewer V, who is from Eddie Hub, which I entirely agree with. Don't entirely worry about points. The most important thing is community collaboration. Blahaj Gang's kind of tagline has been, we're not a cult, we're a community. And, you should take that to your heart. You really should, make a community, learn fun learn fun things, have fun with other people. Even if you're not earning points, why not go and play a game together? Why not make a Minecraft server? Why not, just go and help each other out? Because the spirit of Local Hack Day is having fun with one another and learning new skills. So I am very, very glad that was said. Other people are saying, hey, have a friendly competitive environment. Absolutely. But don't feel obligated. I think the key thing that has been shown here is that every single guild works differently. Hannah's saying do challenges with your guild. I totally agree. And at the end of the day, you should go and do what you feel is best for your guild. Every guild is different, and I really, really hope you've got something cool out of this experience, Adam. And before I go and yeet you into oblivion, so I can get on to the next segment here, is there anything else you would like to go and tell the stream?
Honestly, just make sure you've had fun and remember what you've learned this week, because coming into this week, there's so much new stuff I've learned. don't just forget about it. Remember it and bring it to in 2022.
Absolutely. Now, I'm going to say bye to Adam, and I've actually got a video from a very, very special guild, another guild that has been potentially the winners of the past local hack day. I've done a thing where I had to swap out the music in the videos so we don't get DMCA'd, because that's fun. But we're going to have a take food earlier, and then after that we're going to take a look at some of your most incredible memes from the last
I think
week.
we lost you for a minute there, Jack.
It's okay, it might break. If it breaks, it's fine. We're going to get through this together. So let's go and take a look at one of these videos, and then we will be right back. If you drop me, TLDR, we're doing things, my internet sucks, you'll get through this. Here we go, let's go and take a look at a very, very cool video that got created. Hey, oh, you can see me twice. That's terrifying. That is terrifying. Hello, friends. As we saw, it did loop there, but hey, that was a really, really cool video. It's a really, really cool concept, and we saw a ton of you awesome people who are in chat right now. There's a couple of other videos that I think they were planning on making, so keep an eye on Eddie Hub's Twitter and all of that kind of stuff. You know, they've been getting up to tons of cool stuff, and hey, you know, every single guild has done an incredible different set of things. We've had Wind in the chest hair with this incredible logo, which is kind of a meme at this point. We've had Inaxia, who have been topping the activity leaderboards for the entire week. We've had just so many of you, ES Techies, of course, which is, you know, always close in all of our hearts. But I think it's time to talk to someone who hasn't been in the guild. Is, of course, the wonderful baker of food, the curator of things, and the person who just have popped into my StreamYard. And so, who we're going to be talking to next is the wonderful John Gottfiend. You'll be able to hear him in just a second. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be just chatting about what he thinks is the best parts of Local Hack Day and telling us about some awesome, cool things that you can get involved with in the future. So, hello, John. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I just had a slice of the pie that I baked earlier on stream. Feeling good. It's nice weather here in New York, and I'm enjoying all of the chat about guilds. Woo!
Incredible. How have you been involved with Local Hack Day? What have you been up to this week?
Yeah, I've been, hanging out in Discord quite a bit, popping on a stream every once in a while. I actually hopped on one, I think it was on Friday, to talk about bagels, another baking passion of mine. And, I've been really inspired by everything going on. Like, I could never have predicted how wild and creative all of the guilds would get, and it's been really cool to watch.
I'm so glad. You know, it's been so cool seeing all of these guilds like go from these kind of ideas into these gigantic concepts, which I honestly have been blown away. You know, I am biased, I am in Blahaj Gang, but I think every single guild has done an incredible job of getting those points, of giving people experiences. You know, what would you say your favorite thing you've seen at Local Hack Day? Whether it's a hack, whether it's a guild, whether it's just a stream, what has been your favorite singular thing?
So, I gotta say the memes, and I know that's not like, you know, the educational part of Local Hack Day, maybe to an extent, but I didn't know what a Blahaj was before. You know, I'm kind of new to this whole world. I'm old. I didn't really know what an Eddie was either. He seems like a cool guy, but, you know, he's new too. And, I gotta say, like, I've been watching Twitter, I see there's a lot of memes and memes, and I am truly. I feel like I've learned a lot about the internet.
Yeah. Is there any kind of single lesson you're taking away from this things you've learned about the internet?
I think the one lesson I'm taking away is that, honestly, like, if you give people an opportunity to gather around something that they're excited about, they will, and they'll take it to a place that you never really could have predicted, right? Like who would have thunk that we'd have hundreds or thousands of hackers hanging out and talking about how much they love, like, a fluffy shark from IKEA. You know, and like, obviously Blahaj is much greater than that. You know, there's a whole philosophy, a whole culture, a whole way of life, one might say.
There we go. I'm glad you understand this.
Yeah, no, I'm starting to understand.
Oh, I'm so glad. Now, you've mentioned memes. We'll actually be taking a look at some memes in just a second. But before we go and take a look at those memes, John, you know, is there anything else that we should be keeping an eye out? Any cool MLH things that you want to kind of tell everybody about? Or anything at all that is coming up in the next decade or so?
I mean, there's a lot of things. I don't know what I'm allowed to say without spoiling. I never want to release spoilers. I would say keep your eyes peeled for more things like this. I don't know where or when or how, but we're working on some cool stuff, and we're going to be announcing it pretty soon. So
are you alluding to a NIT by any chance, which has now been announced?
That and other things.
Well, isn't that exciting, friends? More is coming up. I remember, if you've not signed up for Local Hack Day and 8, you can earn a point for doing it, and you'll also earn a point at a NIT for doing it. You can find it on the LHD website on the Challenges tab. If by now you haven't worked out what that is, it's lhd.mlh.io. Talking is hard. It's been an entire week, friends. So take a look. Make sure you pre-register. Also, we do have first-party hackathons coming up throughout the entire time, or as you call them, hosted by MLH events.
So many hackathons.
So many hackathons. Remember, if you go and sign up for Hack You, which is coming up, or if you go and sign up for any of the events we are running, then what you can do is you can go and sign up for them, and up to 12 will give you a point. That's 12 points just for registering for future events. Up next is Hack from the Past. John, that sounds like a pretty cool first-party event, right?
Oh yeah, it's I mean, Back to the Future is one of my favorite movies ever. I think I would love to see someone create a homemade time machine. There's a lot of things I would love to go back and see firsthand, like dinosaurs, you know, maybe the Renaissance. A lot of cool stuff happened in the past.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm just so excited to see what everyone else is getting up to with their hackathon projects. You've seen so many cool things this week. Remember, you can go check out Dev Post. You can check all the channels in Discord if you've not already checked them, because the best way of learning things is to look at what else other people have done, and then you can go and jump into their things too. John, in fact, before I go and say goodbye, before we go and have a look at the memes, I have one final question for you.
Yeah.
You know, you're a co-founder of Major League Hacking. You are, in many
ways,
That's what I'm told, the biggest meme lord that we have here right now. So the question I have for you is, you can give people one piece of advice. What would that single piece of advice be?
Wow. There's so many pieces of advice I could give. I would say that the one piece of advice I would give you is try to have the dedication of Mike Swift and the excitement of Nick Quinlan, and I was trying to think of a good descriptor for the so-called Ryan out there. I don't know if it's real or not, but
Ryan Swift is old. We all know this. Just don't be Ryan. Be Ryan.
Yeah, be this Ryan, but not that one.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, try to be as excited and passionate about everything you do as you are during Local Hack Day, right? Like, I know for a lot of you, this is a week-long thing where you're putting in a ton of energy and you're meeting all of these new people and you're creating all this cool stuff. But, like, that can continue, you know? This is just one venue for that to happen. You know, MLH wasn't created at Local Hack Day. I met Swift through hackathons, but we, you know, we found things to work on and exciting projects to work on together in a lot of different avenues. And I would encourage you all to do the same, right? That's where interesting things come out of. And hopefully the people you've met this week have inspired you and become friends and become collaborators. And, you know, you'll be seeing them a lot more soon.
Absolutely, the fun doesn't have to stop this weekend, friends. You've made a load of friends, so make sure you're keeping them. Make sure you're keeping doing cool things, sign up to future hackathons, and build further. Will has said, hey, you know, actually, I wish I could harvest the raw energy of Nick Quinlan to go and switch off fossil fuels. I agree. But that was so nice to talk to you, John. We're going to go and have a look at some memes next, so keep watching, because I'm sure you're going to learn a lot from this next couple of slides. Have a
Happy hacking.
Happy hacking, and have a great rest of your local hack day and Easter weekend. Awesome, so that was my time with John. Coming up, you know, I've talked about John. I'm trying to find the button so I can make it so he's gone. There we go. But we're going to have a look at some of my favorite memes from what we have been building, because tons of you have been working on really, really cool things. And, you know, we've got some incredible, serious projects, but we also have some incredibly less serious non-projects. So let's go and take a look at some of them, because I am very excited by some of these. Now, obviously, it is Major League hacking, not Major Meme hacking, but I think, you know, you did yourself proud, because we have Your Memes Are Lit, my favorite segment of any MLH live stream I've ever done. So let's take a look at some of the memes that you've all created this week here at Local Hack Day. We have this, which I feel like this is how Adam has been treating me at Local Hack Day. You know, I've been like, no, don't do more challenges, and Adam's like, I'm gonna go and do more challenges. So, like, I feel that very much sums it up. We've, of course, got this. It's honestly terrifying, but I feel like anything which has Ryan Swift's face on is the best thing in human history. We have my meme as, you know, my internet as a meme. I entirely agree. My internet can be a meme. What else have we got? We've got this incredible creation. We've got Mr. Hamster here. But what about this? I created this one. You know, I felt like Ryan Swift needed to become more well-known, and this is my Node.js mascot for the challenge. You know, you don't have to be serious when completing challenges. Give yourself a break, have some fun. You know, we had this creation. You may notice a pattern in some of these. Many involve Ryan Swift. This was from a guild event which I heard about, which was karaoke night. I am quite frankly scarred for life by this, but hey, I mean, I'm not going to question it. What else do we have? We have this one. I think this one came from Eddie Hub. I'm not quite sure. But it's like much MLH, says Dodge Hard, very meme. It's an experience. It's an experience. I mean, you've really shown that you have Photoshop skills. That's all I'm going to go and say. I am beyond impressed with you. We had a Geek channel on Vlahaj Gang. I'm actually really curious. Did any of your guilds have like very specific memes that kind of were just for your guild? Let me know in chat right now, because I'm actually going to show you one of them. In just a second. We've got, you know, Midby improving the logo for MLH. I personally think John's probably still watching. John, I think this could be the new brand concept we use. I think it's perfect. I don't know if you agree with that, but I definitely think so. And we've also got Eddie Hub representing. Eddie Hub has done an incredible job with their memes. I don't really have words to describe this. Like, it feels like it's way too high quality for what it is. But hey, I'm not complaining. John says in chat that's definitely the new MLH brand. You know, that is incredible. I love that so much. In fact, I love it so much, it's on these slides twice. So that is pretty awesome. I think, you know, loads of different incredible things have been involved. But one of them is definitely this one. I think this one might have originated from Eddie Hub as well. You know, I didn't see the resemblance before Local Hack Day, but I definitely do see the resemblance now. What do we think, friends? Do we think... Yeah, Hannah's in chat saying this is so good. I agree. Like, this is definitely the Ryan Swift I know. I think it is incredible. And so I hope you've all had an incredible time. You know, we say, hey, make that our mascot. I feel like I'd be too scared to make that our mascot. But before we jump into going and talking to someone else, we're going to be talking to John Kingsley, who some of you've met. It was his first ever event like Local Hack Day, which is really, really cool. But before we go and talk to him, Surprise Hacks was this weekend, and I want to show you some of the videos we saw at Surprise Hacks, because loads of people submitted cool demos, and there was one which really stood out to me. So let's go and take a look at that Surprise Hacks video.
What's up, hackers? What's going on? My name is Midat, and I'm going to be telling you how I did this game, Mr. Drifter, in one day only. Yes, it is that easy, okay? Now, you might be asking, hell, do you have like 42, 45, 47?
Holy shrimp!
Yeah, Yeah, I get it. There's a lot, okay? Yeah, basically, that's the game. And yeah, I mean, like, we go to the car, basically. There's a car script over here. Over here, when it's talking about flow and horizontal and vertical, this part is just basically telling it how it's going to, like, move around. The handbrake is basically say how it's going to, like, brake so that space. Well, just recently, hackers, I just got into this thing, right? So I learned about it, and I got really hooked on it, right? So what I did was I was like, oh, you know, cover the whole entire map. Storm
My mic is muted, it's all okay, I pressed the button. There's a big light in front of me, which tells me if it's muted or not. And it's literally this big red circle that tells me I'm muted, and I ignored it. But I don't think we need that again. But that was incredible. I hope you had an incredible, incredible time there. Now, coming up next is going to be chatting with a wonderful MLH coach. He's one of the newer coaches, but I feel like you've all had a very good time with him. It is, of course, going to be the one and only John Kingsley. Someone is telling me to not be so front in the mic. Did you see the leaderboard update this morning? Like, go and rewatch that. If you want it, like, loud in front of a mic, go watch that. But coming up, let's go and chat to John Kingsley. John, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I was gonna say that I feel like that's kind of your brand is going full blown like radio host on things.
Yeah, it's like if you want me to get closer to a mic, I'm more than happy to. That's actually a local Hack Day premium feature. You'll have to upgrade. That's what you can actually spend your points on.
For just $5, you too can bring Jack closer to the microphone.
You definitely don't want that. But John, to be clear, that is a joke. Do not go PayPaling MLH money. John, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us who you are?
Hello everybody. I am John Kingsley. I have been... Jeez, I was going to say, with listening to everybody else earlier talking about when they got into the community makes me feel really, really old, because I've been kicking around since 2014. Wearing many various different hats. Many of you will know me mainly for doing a lot of live stream things around the community in the last year or so, and I am one of the most recent new coaches. So I'm sure a fair few of you will have seen me losing my mind on stream trying to write Shakespeare-themed programming languages a couple of days ago.
Oh, don't you worry. We'll be going to that in just a bit. John also worked with me on Hack Quarantine, so it's awesome to have him here with us at Local Hack Day. Now, it's your first, as far as you know, digital Local Hack Day, John.
It is indeed.
How have you found it? Have you enjoyed it?
It's been awesome. I've absolutely loved seeing the amount of just incredible things that people have come up with to share. We've had a veritable smorgasbord of memes, as I'm sure everyone's aware. We've had a whole bunch of really awesome hacks, and I would say arguably the pinnacle of all of this, really, which has been the number of people who have just taken this as an opportunity to go off and learn like new technologies, new languages, heck, in some cases, like even like new like physical things. Like I've seen a few people like learning how to do hardware hacks, which is amazing. I have a personal soft spot.
I'm beyond impressed with like what everyone has managed to build this weekend. You've learned so much. It's been incredible, and you've shared it with your communities, which has been really, really cool. Now, John, you know, you've been getting to streaming, and the reason I wanted to have you chat to some of these people is, you know, many of these people potentially have seen us on Local Hack Day, and they are interested in doing the same too. One of the best ways of sharing is to live stream what you're up to. So imagine you're a brand new person to live streaming. and you're wanting to share your process of developing, what would your advice be to those people?
Absolutely. I mean, the biggest thing with streaming that a lot of people kind of have to sort of get over the fear of is like putting yourself out there and having an audience for like everyone to kind of like watch all the things you're doing. Because I'm sure both me and you will have experienced the joy of having something go completely wrong in front of everybody and then having to fix it. But that's just part of the fun. You learn to roll with you roll with the insanity, and the biggest thing I can really say is just to like grab OBS or StreamYard or whatever your favorite live streaming tool of choice is, and just put yourself out there. See what happens. You will never know until you try.
Yeah, don't be afraid to share, don't be afraid to stream, because actually, if you do it, the first time might be a bit scary, but you'll get over it pretty quick, is my experience. Is that right, John?
Absolutely. And there's a whole ton of instances where like you will learn so many things from your chat as well once you start to like build up an audience, and people will it's like a giant local hack day share every time you go streaming sometimes, because people will teach you stuff that you never thought you knew, and all of your projects will always they get exponentially better as a result of like the knowledge of your community.
Absolutely. Now, you're one of our newer coaches, you're new to Local Hack Day and all of that kind of stuff. Has there anything that's really been surprising for you? Anything that's either blown you away or you just did not expect but you've been blown away with at Local Hack Day this year?
I think the biggest thing for me has definitely been the like level to which everyone's guilds have really kind of like gotten involved, and they've got all of these like little friendly rivalries going on. Everyone's kind of thrown their way into challenges. I think honestly, I think that's been the biggest thing for me, is like seeing just how much everyone has like gone in and committed to everything, and really like just pushed the bar so much higher than I ever thought it could go.
Yeah, I think the bar has been pushed higher and higher and higher. We're running low on time. We have a whole 12 minutes left, so I'm going to have to say bye to you, John. But John, is there any resources before I lead you off? If people are looking to get into live streaming, anywhere you would send them?
Most definitely. I would recommend taking a look at the OBS documentation, which is incredibly good and has a whole bunch of information when it comes to that. And outside of that, take a look at Harris Heller's YouTube, which has a whole bunch of very useful documentation for setting up streams and things.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, John. We've got to move on, but thank you so much for coming on stream, and I hope you've enjoyed Local Hack Day.
Thank you all.
Awesome. Well, we're running low. We've only got 10 minutes left, which is just wow. I hope you've really, really, really been enjoying this. Next up, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at some of your stream highlights, some of your favorite things you've seen on the stream. So we're going to go through these very quickly, because then next up, we're going to be talking very, very quickly to the one and only Mr. Coffee God himself, Will Lefebvre, or Lefebvre is how he said you say his name, but no, I don't think it's that. I think it's Will Lefebvre. Feel free to put your own pronunciations in chat, because I am very, very curious to see them. But, I'm just going to sit back, I'm going to relax, and let's take a look at some of your incredible, incredible, incredible highlights of Local Hack Day. When it works. Here we go. Yeah, the stream is very interesting, and here are some of my favorite bits.
Oh, okay. Any other questions? Oh, this is like the sweetest comment ever. Basically all. Thank you so much. Okay. Any other questions? Oh, this is like the sweetest comment.
Never. I'm pretty sure all of us have once done this in our development careers. Okay, so
There is cow language. We will get to that. And now chat has decided that you are all cows. I see how it is. I see how it is. I would like, however, before we get to writing a little bit of Arnold.
As always, we'll do a little quick introduction here. The 35K chat. Hang on, I will pivot to address this. Yes, if we get 35,000 check-ins, I will do another round of GeoGuessr on stream.
He lost.
I thought it was 35K. I think Jack and Aaron are trying to undersell me here. I trust Adam more than I trust you two. So.
Add colors to transactions. If we try that without the exclamation mark, then that probably is worked fine. Now, there is one more step. I think we need to submit this onto DevPost. You folks probably know more about that than I do, but I'm not going to go until we've submitted our challenge.
He was running 7 minutes late at this point,
I
friends.
can't remember how to do it. Complete art.
Let's see. Ooh, y'all have MLH emojis too? From the Windy City. I'd assume that's Chicago. Where's Blodge? So I'm currently at home. So what we have in store today is just my dolphin. Blodge is currently at college.
That was a woman. And then Adam, oh my god, Adam. Adam, what the heck? Why do you do this to me? And then Samarthya drew me. That's a very good drawing of me. Now you get the blonde hair very well. And of course we end up from eyes to Steven. Oh my gosh. That no, that's okay. That was a very good drawing actually. That was a
So that was some of my favorite highlights from the stream. I hope you enjoyed them. Now what I'm gonna say is, if you have other highlights that you enjoyed, feel free to go and share the clips that you clipped inside the LHD share chat on Discord. I'm sure everyone else would like to revisit some of the highlights. I only had a couple of them. I know there's a big list somewhere. And so definitely go take a look, because unfortunately, you know, we're running low on time. We only have 8 minutes left. And with only 8 minutes left, that means it's time for, you know, one of the most important and anticipated things. Like, he's laughing at you, but you actually can't see him yet. It's one of the most anticipated parts of this entire stream. It is, of course, it's Will the Firth. Will, say hello.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you doing? I love your headwear.
Oh, thank you. It's specifically for local Hack Day Share.
Absolutely. Is that what you got out of local Hack Day Share?
Mostly, yes, flower crowns. I'll say I think that the flowers look better on blonde hair than they do on my previous brown hair.
Wow, incredible, incredible. Well, Will, you're still drinking your wonderful espresso you made, but
yes.
You know, you've taken local Hack Day in a slightly different direction. You know, you've learned, built, and shared something different. You know, what have you gotten out of local Hack Day?
Oh goodness, I will say that the biggest thing for me is how much funner it makes learning about things when you are doing that as part of a community. I really like nerding out by myself, but it gets me way more excited when I am able to nerd out in the presence of others. And I think that even when people are showing me something that I'm not super interested in, like I'm not really interested in making games, but having someone nerd out about showing me a game they made, that just is incredible to me. That is a lot of fun. And so I think similarly, while I am making espresso every day of my life, I am enjoying it a lot more when I'm able to share it with friends.
Well, we've got Stiana in chat saying, hey, Will, what a luck, and also about Kitchen Expires. So evidently you've achieved something. You know,
I cleaned it for you.
Wow, you cleaned it? Incredible. You know,
Just
sharing with friends is one of the most important things. I think people have definitely shared. Now, you are a big boy developer. You actually know how to develop. And
I'm
so
an adult.
You are an adult. I can't believe I'm saying these words, but you are indeed a adult. And for people who are newer, you know, you're what we would call a success story, question mark. Like, what would your advice be? People who are just starting their journey, people who, local Hack Day, that was the first ever hackathon. Where do they go from here?
Oh my goodness, that is a great question. I think the thing that I would put out there is that when you start on a journey learning something, like learning how to develop, learning how to hack, these specific events like local Hack Day Share are really, really awesome. But over the course, as you learn more things, you are going to hit walls. You're going to hit moments where, you know, I know for me, there was a big moment where I knew how to program like a single script, but then figuring out how to build that into like an app that someone could use, that was just like this big chasm. There's a wall I hit. And I was stuck there for a long time. And so I think that kind of in between these events that are really, really exciting and really fun, I would say the biggest piece of advice I would give is do not stress yourself out banging your head against a wall that you keep hitting. If there's something you're trying to do, I mean, one, definitely, you know, find a community where you can get help, but two, try other things. If you find yourself hitting a really steep learning curve or really shallow learning curve, I don't know which one is right. then take a step back and play around with something that you've already experimented with, or try something new. And I think not getting discouraged when you hit that wall, when you don't know the next step, that is something that is really helpful in the context of something like local Hack Day Share, and it is also helpful to remember in between those moments.
Absolutely. Like, I entirely agree with that. For people who are just starting out, that might feel like, hey, like that I listen to you, I understand the words, but hey, I can't do that. And friends, I feel like we've all been there at the start of like you beginning to learn how to program, and the beginning of you learn how to get things. You're like, hey, I can do everything. Everything's fine. Everything's great. I'm learning new things. And then it's like, bam. And that brick wall is difficult to get past, but you'll manage. And I'm sure some of you have had that process this week. I remember Adam mentioned to me, hey, I'd never done React before, and now I'm walking out, and I don't know it super well, but I finally understand the concept of how to use Bootstrap and how to use React.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think that feeling of being able to back up to that point where you feel good, like feeling good about what you're doing, having fun when you are learning something, I think is just so important to making sure that you continue to learn.
Agreed. I mean, Adam even ran 3rd place with his React app at Surprise Hacks this weekend. So hey, just because you're not an expert at something, you can learn something, you can try it, and then you can see how it goes. Now, Will, I've got about 35 seconds before I need to yeet you off stream. But hey, before I yeet you, the most important question. Are you ready?
Hit me.
What is your number 1 tip for making coffee?
Oh, that's a really tough question, and I now have 20 seconds to answer it. And I think it's difficult because it's going to be a different answer for everybody. If you are drinking instant coffee, then drinking non-instant might be a great tip for you. But I think overall, the broadest advice I would give is to be experimental with the coffee that you make. If you make your coffee every day, you make it the same way, just try, say, for the next week, I'm going to do one thing different. Maybe the water will be a slightly different temperature. Maybe I will try adding something else to it. Maybe I will try a different roasted bean. But I think playing around with it and always kind of having a curiosity is definitely both a way to end up making good coffee, but a way to have a lot of fun with coffee.
It's basically the same as making hackathon projects at the end of the day. Coffee is hackathon projects
exactly
confirmed.
Identical.
Cool, well, it's time to say bye to Will. Will, stop talking. We've got to yeet you off. We've got 90 seconds left before we have to be off air.
Bye, friends.
Say bye. It's been great to have you on, and it's been an absolute pleasure. Okay, friends. Okay, we are nearly there. Coming up in 2 minutes is the final technical live stream. The last one of the entirety of Local Hack Day Share. It's going to be to automate something that you do daily, so do not miss it. It's going to be incredible. But before we vamoosh over there is one final very, very important thing I need to show you while I still have about 45 seconds left, and that is, of course, the one, the only, You Totally Not Ryan this week. Yeah, Totally Not Ryan, I think, has got a cult following. I got to meet him for the first time this morning on stream. But some of you created some very interesting homages to this man. He, for some reason, suddenly grew a mustache. We've had him as Mario. We've had Swift as Luigi, which is kind of scary. We've had him as all sorts of different things. I thought I just wanted to kind of show you a few. This is the avatar that one of our hackers created for Ryan, and I think, honestly, it's not bad at all. We've got this, which is made in HTML and CSS, and I definitely think that looks like Ryan. I don't know if that was intended to be totally not Ryan, but I have decided that is indeed totally not Ryan. We have this incredible picture. This was created during MS Paint Bob Ross. It was really fun to have you all there, and I really, really enjoyed that. So I hope you had a great time. It was absolutely iconic. And I had to show it again. This incredible, evil Waluigi Ryan. It is both terrifying and inspirational. So, you know what? I think that's it. That's the end of our share party. I can't believe today is the last day of Local Hack Day. Tomorrow is when we reveal the final scores. We're going to be doing our final leaderboard update and closing ceremony at 11 p.m. EST. That's noon ET tomorrow. So do not miss it. Remember, make sure you continue to learn, build, and share. And I'm really curious if you go and send over your favorite tips, your favorite hacks, your favorite guild events, your favorite memes, your favorite photos of Ryan Swift, or literally anything else, to go and tweet them to @MLHacks, #LocalHackDay, and feel free to tag me @JackBiggin too, because I am so curious to see everything you've created. Remember, you've got about 5 seconds left to check in, so if you haven't already, hackp.ac/shareparty is the link you need. It's time for me to go so our next and final technical stream can come up, but it has been an absolute pleasure to spend the last Local Hack Day week with you, and I hope you have an amazing final night. So thank you so much for joining me, friends. Have an incredible rest of your lives, and we're gonna go and hand over to our next stream. So happy hacking.